Yahweh Shemel Shah, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
But in the kingdom, we're going to have that power like the angels, but we're going to be what you call extraterrestrial. In other words, we're not going to be regular terrestrial like we are right now. Because what happened is, in the ancient world, we had that power. We had that power when we were on a level like gods. But what happened is, the Most High took that power from us. Over the generations and over the years, the Lord took that power from us. But we're going to get that back. We're going to get that power back coming into the kingdom.
I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord.
Yahweh Shemel Shah, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither hath entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit.
When we think about the kingdom, most brothers think of like the small, minute terms. No, but the vastness of the kingdom, the greatness of the kingdom, dealing with the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, and the information alone that we're going to receive when we get to the kingdom, that's on a whole nother level. Never mind the riches and the lands and the women and the children, and be in your chariot, sipping some yayan, on your chalice, your gold chalice with all them rubies and emeralds and sapphires and the different impressions, going to places.
But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither hath entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit.
No one, no matter how vivid a brother's imagination is, there's nothing in comparison to what's coming. You can't even imagine. You can't even paint it the picture or write into words or give an explanation that even comes close to the majesty that's coming. We are destined for greatness in the new righteous kingdom.
But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither hath entered into the heart of man the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. But God hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit.
The brother with the most vivid imagination out there can't imagine what the kingdom of heaven has in store, what it's going to be like. What we're basing the kingdom of heaven as far as riches and having a good time and things of that nature is just based off of our experiences in this world and what we think having a good time is and living the life is.
Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. There are pleasures forevermore at thy right hand. So the kingdom that's coming is going to be set up and established in righteousness. The Israelites are going to be changed. Thy people shall be all righteous. Not one Israelite is going to be lost, because the promise that the Most High made to Abraham was to all that seed. And the seed of the promise went from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob. Every seed that came out of Jacob is a part of the ones that are going to receive the benefits that the Most High promised to blessed Abraham.
Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah.
A transfer of rulership is coming, and the kingdom of heaven will be on earth. Righteousness will be spread throughout the whole four corners of the earth. Wickedness will be put down.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh.
According to the Holy Scriptures, Yahweh Shai, the Son of the Most High, is set to bring immortality to the nation of Israel, the elect, via establishing the tabernacle of David, as we talk about the second coming of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. He is coming to take down this current world ruled by Esau, Edom, and establish a righteous kingdom, which is synonymous with the throne of David. That's scriptural, which is a government that's going to run this world in righteousness.
Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh Shai.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. And peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect out there pushing his word in truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. All right. Now, what I want to get into today, with this morning news and prophecy is dealing with the year of AI. Okay. Because going into 2026, okay, this devil, is going in, all right, fully, okay, investing into his new world order. Okay, 2025, the theme of 2025, has been AI, okay, and this infrastructure, okay, dealing with the micro C-HIP, okay, that's been the theme of 2025. A lot of the things that presidents usually talk about, well, they wasn't talked about this much. The main that 2025, all right, was geared in was the AI, AI investments, AI, being implemented, okay, within the government, AI, being implemented within the military, AI, okay, being implemented with law enforcement, okay, with ICE, you see, data centers, okay. So these are the things that dominated the agendas of 2025, okay, was really introducing AI, okay, to society on another level, okay, in 2026. All right, they're going in with this momentum, okay, of being heavily invested into AI, okay, because this is a idol, okay, that Esau has made to talk. All right, it goes also into the image of the beast, speaking of this is a part of this man's image, his technology, it's an extension of him. Okay, so I want to get some precepts. I got a couple of videos I want to go into. All right, let's go here. Okay, because there's let me see. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse 3 says, this is in the AMP. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed future time. So our forefathers, they seen, okay, what the devil will be doing in the end time. They seen the things that will be going on. They seen us waking up, Ezekiel, seeing the dead bones that's here in America. Okay. He's seen them come to life. He's seen us come back. Our forefathers had visions of us coming back to who we are. Okay, awakening to who we are in the land of our captivity. Okay, They seen, okay, the different, military alliances, okay, going into this Third World War. John the Revelator seen, okay, the technology. He's seen transhumanism, people being merged with this man's technology. John the Revelator seen it. Okay, and all these things were for a future time. Okay, Jeremiah, Jacob trouble, all these things were for a future time. Okay, for the vision is yet for the appointed, okay, future time. It hurries towards the goal of fulfillment. Okay, and what we're seeing now is this thing is hurrying towards being fulfilled. Okay, this is that generation where these things will be fulfilled, man. This is Esau is going to try to pull this off, man. Okay, well, John the Revelator seen it. Revelation chapter 13, okay, and verse 16. Okay, well, he's seen, okay, this technology being mandated. Well, we're in the time of that being fulfilled. Okay, which is the time of Yahushua coming back, man. Okay, so everything is heading towards fulfillment. Okay, this is that generation, no doubt. Okay, Jake was saying, it could be 1,000 years from now. No, this nigga is here. Okay, Esau is rolling this thing out. Okay, it says it will not fail. Okay, so this ain't speculation. When we go into prophecy, we're not speculating. Okay, these things are going to happen. Exactly how? We know in part and we prophesy in part. Okay, but as we watch this, man, we're seeing this devil do it. All right, and this is the prophecy not failing. It said, even though it delays, wait patiently for it, because it will certainly come. It will not delay. Okay, so just because we've been speaking on these things for years, apostles and elders decades, some brothers decades, man, speaking on these things, all right, and they haven't fully manifested. They gonna come, and that's what faith, is our anchor, as we wait, all right, on these things to be fulfilled. Okay, well, there's no doubt, all right, that we are in the times. Okay, because this devil, he's full-fledged. Okay, he's all about, okay, this new world order, and he's boasting in it now. All right, let's go here real quick to let's go to the book of Psalms. Okay, and then we'll segue into the first video. So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 10. Okay, because this devil, he's boasting in what he wants to pull off. Okay, a completely new system. He wants to re-engineer, okay, existence. You see, into his image through technology, man. He's boasting in these things. Psalms 10:3 said, for the wicked boast and sings the praises of his heart's desire. Okay, and this devil's heart's desire is to be the Most High. Okay, to achieve godhood through technology. Okay, to become immortal through technology. All right, and control the planet Earth with the power of the Most High. Okay, through his technology, through witchcraft, man. This is this man's desire. Okay, he says a greedy man curses and spurns and even despises the Lord, man. Okay, and this man is in complete rebellion, man. And he's boasting in it. And see, this is even on a small level. This is why people, as the scriptures say, as the king, so are the people. This is why you have a society, they boast in their wickedness, man. Because this man boasts in his wickedness, and he's rebelling on a whole nother level. Okay, Esau Edom is rebelling like no other heathen ever before. That's why I say he wants to put, technology in you. Okay, and speak about the nanotech. Okay, your little micro technology. He won't put all this micro technology in you to change all right, your makeup, to alter, all right, the creation. He wants to alter the creation on a whole another level. That's why he's so big into transformers. You know, and that's surgery. That's him being at war with the Most High, disfiguring the Most High's creation. That's what he's all about. And now he wants to take it to another level, okay, and change, you know, your whole makeup, deep from your DNA, your RMNA, mRNA, you know, your neurological system, okay, and he's boasting in these things. All right, it says the wicked in the haughtiness of his face will not seek nor inquire for him, which is the Most High. All his thoughts are, there is no Most High, so there is no accountability or punishment, man. And this how he moves. This man moves as if there is no Most High. There is no judgment for what he's trying to attempt. Okay, Esau operates as if judgment doesn't exist for what he's trying to pull off, man. Okay, which is complete rebellion. All right. And so the Lord, all right, is going to have to show this man. He's going to have to reach out and touch Esau and everything that he's trying to establish, man. Okay, that's the only way this nigga will be stopped. Okay, this is Psalms 10:5. It says his ways prosper at all time. Okay, your judgments are on high and on, it says, and out of his sight. So he never thinks about them. All of his enemies, he sneers at them. Okay, so the counsel of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, okay, of righteousness, how the earth should be ran. Okay, that's not a thought to this devil. Okay, he doesn't have a thought about that. It's all about how he wants, okay, things to be ran, how he wants things to be. Okay, and he's been able to prosper, you know, for so long. All right, in his mind, you know, he's just going to continue to be exalted. He's going to continue to execute his agenda. You see? You know, it says he sneers at his enemies. Okay. Which who's the number one enemy? All right, the elect. Okay, of Israel. Ultimately, the whole nation. All right. But those that know that Israelites and sincerely following Yahushua, okay, that's his number one threat in this kingdom. You see? Yes, he sneers at these other nations, you know, but these nations are in league with this devil to pull this off. Okay? Because he's pretty much saying, look, I'm going to just take the blessing. You see? He's pretty much saying, look, I'm going to make my own blessing. I'm going to keep you in captivity. I'm going to make my own blessing, man. You know, so this man has become proud, okay, on a whole nother level. Okay, and this is his thoughts. Verse 6, he says to himself, I will not be moved, for throughout all generations I will not be in adversity, for nothing bad will happen to me. Okay, and this is, all right, how pride, like, this is how pride has this man thinking. Okay, as if he's untouchable, man. Okay, and that's why, you know, he's 2025, he's hit the ground running. Okay, there's no doubt that he's fully hardened. All right, the Lord got this man fully hardened to try to pull this off. Okay, so let's go. I want to get this video here. Let's go to okay, because Trump has just been clearing the path, all right, for technocracy, man. Okay, so we're going to go into, all right, you know, another executive order, okay, where Trump is giving, okay, these tech companies the green light to do whatever they want with this AI. Okay, so let's play this.
Real quick shout out and a big thank you to everybody who donates to and supports this channel. And thank you, John, for yesterday's super thanks of $199. That just blows me away. Hey, welcome back to the Disturbing Illusion channel. And I hate to keep saying this, but it is very disturbing what's happening. And I hate the fact that the left versus right paradigm lie has literally made mush of people's brains. For example, at one time, if the Democrats were in power, there was a whole group of conservatives, Team MAGA, the GOP, Team Red, Team Republican, out in force against Agenda 2030. You remember Agenda 2030? But now that their guy is in office pushing Agenda 2030 under the new technocratic AI leadership and the surveillance and control grid, well, all of a sudden, it's okay. And this is just an appetizer for today's show. Trump just signed an executive order federally protecting AI companies from state law violations. I want you to think about that. Federal protection from any state law violations on the techno bros, the PayPal mafia, including Peter Thiel, who doesn't even know if humanity should continue or not. This places the AI robber barons, quite frankly, above the state. Essentially, they've created this new technocratic nobility class. Donald Trump has. And the people with these massive MAGA accounts, can you even name one that doesn't support Donald Trump? All these MAGA accounts are completely on board, hook, line, and sinker, and telling their audience that this guy's still the greatest thing since sliced pickles.
Prize. Let's give him the Pulitzer Prize. He said that. Do you like this guy?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Everybody likes Albert, right?
Yeah.
Anytime Trump signs anything, it always reminds me of his signature on the $6.2 trillion CARES Act. That was the major spark that caused the current round of inflation that a lot of Americans are still suffering through. Food prices haven't gone down, they've risen. The cost of living hasn't gone down, it's going through the roof. And that's not just because of puppet Joe Biden, it's also because of puppet Ziodon.
Photo pen necessary. That's a whole big deal, isn't it? Well, what's that all about? Okay.
So he's signing, executive orders, okay, that deregulates, okay, and it disarms, okay, these states, okay, ability to regulate AI, okay. So he's just knocking down barriers, okay, for technocracy, okay, to have oversight over government, okay. So with these different states, you have, so many, different state laws and particular things. Well, he's voiding all that out, okay, so AI doesn't have to deal, okay, with the state, okay. Because AI owns, or these big techs, they own, the White House. Okay. So they've just, took all, barriers, okay, from government, okay, to where these big techs can just have leeway to do what they want. Okay, because they want to roll out the DPI, the digital public infrastructure. Okay, so they ain't trying to wrestle, okay, be tied up with Arkansas, Florida, and, these different states. Just throwing some states out there. They're not trying to be tied up at the state level. Okay, if they're trying to roll it, because this is a global system that they're rolling out. Okay, so then they're not trying to be tied up at no state level. Okay, when it comes to what they want to implement. Okay, so let's go from there. I have this video as well. All right, and this shows you, like I say, this shows you that this devil is all the way in. Okay, now this is Devil Pete Hegseth. Okay, the Secretary of War. Okay, and then letting you know, all right, that everything is finna be, all right, automated, okay, with AI. Because if you automate your military, all right, there's nothing that you won't automate. If you, okay, trust, military to AI, there's nothing you won't trust to AI. Okay, so let's play this.
Is here, and it's spelled AI. The future of American warfare is here, and it's spelled AI. As technologies advance, so do our adversaries. But here at the War Department, we are not sitting idly by. Under the leadership of President Trump, America will lead the charge on this technological transformation by revolutionizing the way we win. And that's why today we are unleashing GenAI.mil. This platform puts the world's most powerful frontier AI models, starting with Google Gemini, directly into the hands of every American warrior. At the click of a button, AI models on GenAI can be utilized to conduct deep research, format documents, and even analyze video or imagery at unprecedented speed. Building on the great work of Undersecretary Emil Michael and his team, we will continue to aggressively field the world's best technology to make our fighting force more lethal than ever before.
Hello, my name is Adam Ferrari, the Chief Executive Officer of Phoenix Energy. I look forward to you joining us.
And all of it is American made. The possibilities with AI are endless. Now, let's get to work.
Well, this week, President Donald...
He's boasting in his heart's desire. And just as the scriptures say, he's boasting in his heart's desire, man. Okay? He's all the way locked in, man. Okay? He's boasting and he's rolling this thing out. Okay? And then now the government is not going to tell you that they're at war with the citizens. Okay? And his AI is going to be used to govern and police, okay, the people. You see? So they're letting you know, all right, because they're normalizing what the military is law enforcement. Okay? And then they're telling you what the military, okay, is now going to start operating on what? AI systems. That's the new, okay, addition to military is AI. Okay? But this is this man boasting and singing praises of his heart's desire, man. Okay, so let's let him play some more.
Trump signed an executive order that aims to keep states from regulating artificial intelligence. Texas is one of 4 states which passed laws to set some rules for AI across the private sector.
The American President Donald Trump has signed an executive order launching a government-wide artificial intelligence initiative called the Genesis Mission, a project that aims to build an integrated AI platform using America's most powerful supercomputers and scientific data sets. And the order directs the U.S. Energy Department and national laboratories to combine federal scientific data, AI systems, and computing power into a single cooperative research network.
We are back 7:39 with the Today exclusive, an annual tradition for us, the reveal of 2025's Time Person of the Year.
Every year since 1927, they've selected the man, woman, group, or concept with the most influence on the world, for better or for worse in some cases. The first, when it was Time's Man of the Year, aviator. Charles Lindbergh.
Yeah, more recent recipients highlight a wide range of selections from Volodymyr Zelensky and the spirit of Ukraine. Then there was music superstar Taylor Swift. That sold some issues. And last year, it was then President-elect Donald Trump. So here to share this year's selection, Times editor-in-chief Sam Jacobs. Hi, Sam. Good morning. We love this tradition with you. Drum roll, please. Without further ado, who is it?
Good morning. Well, today we are proud to announce the 99th Person of the Year from Time. And the Person of the Year for 2025, the architects of AI. This was the year where we feel like the people who were designing, imagining, and...
The Time Person of the Year for 2026, the architects of AI. Going into 2026, So this is the person of the year for 2025, and you look on there, all right. You have, let's get the list of these niggas that's on there, man. Okay, but this is the person of the year, the architects of AI. Okay, this is where they going at. Inside joke. All right, this is what these devils are on, man. Okay, Esau is all in. Okay, with this AI, man, he thinks that he's on to something, and this is the system. This is the infrastructure he has to roll out, because this is what you're going to be linked to. This is what people are going to be linked to when they take the C-HIP. Okay, so let's see. See who all on here. List of people. Time. Man. It didn't give us a list. Yep, so let's go here real quick. All right. So you look at the list on Time Magazine. Okay, list. All right, said Times 2025 Person of the Year is Architects of AI. Okay, a group of tech leaders shaping, okay, artificial intelligence. Features one, all right, features on 2 covers, including, okay, Jensen Huang, all right, in the video, Elon Musk's XAI, Sam Altman OpenAI, so you get the Chat GPT, Mark Zuckerberg Meta, Lisa Su AMD, all right, Demise Hassabis, which is DeepMind, Dario Amati, Anthropic, and Fifi Lee, all right, Stanford World Labs, all right. They were recognized as AI's massive, okay, societal impact, okay, shifting from a niche tech to mainstream life. They were recognized for AI's massive societal impact, shifting from a niche tech, okay, to mainstream life. Okay. In which we know these people are just front men, okay, for these companies, which are nothing but government, okay, entities disguised as private owned companies, man. Okay. But this all plays into what? The DPI, the digital public infrastructure. Okay. So this is what, all right, is let me see. Yeah, so this is what's okay. This devil said is the person of the year for 2025 is the architects of AI. Okay. Showing you that going in 2026, what the devil's finna be on. Okay. So let's go back to this video. Oh, no, not that one.
Building artificial intelligence stopped debating about how to create this technology and started racing to deploy it. And there are enormous consequences for society.
Viewers were not loving it. McDonald's has taken down a Christmas ad that was allegedly entirely produced with artificial intelligence after the brand was slammed with an onslaught of backlash from unhappy customers. The 45-second advertisement for McDonald's Netherlands was first posted on their YouTube channel on December 6th and was removed just a few days later on December 9th following the outcry online. In the video, AI-generated people are constantly experiencing strokes of bad luck, with chaotic family dinners, shopping woes, burnt cookies, failed Christmas tree decorating, and so on. McDonald's unveiled what has to be the most god-awful ad I've seen this year, one user wrote on X. The ad is set to a song to the tune of It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, but the made-up lyrics are the song's antidote, calling the holiday season the most terrible time of the year.
It's the most terrible time of the year.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
The commercial ends by telling viewers to hide out in McDonald's until January's here.
And hide out in McDonald's till January's here.
So I'm gonna fast forward it. They just talking about that McDonald's commercial. AI, was getting a lot of bad slack, But let me fast forward to another part.
Another post said. Meanwhile, the studio behind the ad, the Gardening Club,
executive order to pressure states not to regulate artificial intelligence with the aim of creating a states not to regulate artificial
far exceeded a traditional shoot.
President Donald Trump signing an executive order to pressure states not to regulate artificial intelligence with the aim of creating a single national framework for AI.
Every time you make a change, and it could be a very reasonable change, you still won't get it approved if you have to go to 50 states.
In recent years, AI has begun pervading everyday life. States have looked to rein in the rapidly expanding technology. University of Pittsburgh assistant professor Samantha Shorey, who studies AI, says right now it's a patchwork of regulations that varies state by state.
Much of the successful legislation we've seen has been around transparency and just basic information about when AI is being used.
Texas's major AI regulation law, the Texas Responsible Artificial Intelligence Governance Act, is set to take effect on January 1st. It restricts the use of AI to encourage people to harm themselves or others, infringe on a person's constitutional rights, discriminate against a protected class, or create AI-generated porn or explicit deepfake content.
While this technology offers great promise, it also brings with it serious risks that can harm consumers, compromise privacy, and erode public trust.
Trump's executive order directs federal agencies to identify burdensome state AI regulations. It has a carve-out for laws related to child safety. States with AI laws in effect could see restricted funding for broadband.
Figuring out how to balance the need for innovation.
So this devil, all right, Trump is saying, well, look, he's tasked, the federal government to, to go through these states, okay, and see do they have any burdensome laws, okay, that can be a hindrance to AI, okay? So he's tasked, the federal government, all right, to investigate the laws of state governments, okay, that will be a hindrance to AI. And then it says if they have those type of laws in place, well, those states, okay, are not going to receive, certain funds. He's going to withhold funds from those states that have these, all right, strict laws on AI. Okay. Showing you what he's about, man. You see, these are not typical things that, the president is engulfed in. Okay. But this presidency has been about, okay, is laying the groundwork for technocracy, man. This is all this man presidency has been about this whole year. Okay, and he shows you that 2026 is even going to be more. Okay, so let's play this some more.
Alongside the need for responsible development, I think is the puzzle that's facing all governments right now.
Shori says AI is not perfect. Research has shown it can make mistakes like denying claims when it should not, or prioritizing a particular gender or race.
If we don't have barriers or regulations, what do we do when we know AI does make mistakes persistently? Or what do we do?
The executive order directs the White House to work with Congress to create a national AI framework. But Shori says she worries in the short term it could lead to an environment where there's little accountability.
We just can't afford to have an open space that does not take into consideration the real impacts that can happen.
And according to the White House, the Genesis mission will use massive government data sets to train new scientific foundation models and to deploy AI agents to test hypotheses, automate experiments, and to speed up discoveries across the political critical fields. Michael Kratsios, the head of the White House Office Science and Technology Policy, said that effort aims to unlock federal data sets and massively accelerate the rate of scientific breakthrough.
Yeah, so it says the effort aims, deregulating, these states, from being able to regulate AI. It says the effort aims to unlock federal data sets and massive accelerate, what the scripture says, seeing that you have but a short time. Why this devil, because even going into Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he went from Make America Healthy Again, as being his slogan, to now is Make America Biometric Accelerate. So what's this thing with acceleration? The devil, is shifting gears, man. And he wants this thing set up and established. So he can make this device mandatory, but he needs the infrastructure first. It says the effort aims to unlock federal data sets and massively accelerate the rate of scientific breakthrough. So he's saying, look, these states, are getting in the way of scientific breakthrough, by trying to restrict AI. This is the devil's narrative, man.
Now, the Energy Department will also develop a closed-loop AI experimentation system that links supercomputers with robotic laboratories, allowing AI to conduct live scientific testing. The order pays particular attention to U.S. national economic and health security, including biotechnology, critical materials, nuclear fission and fusion energy, space exploration, quantum information science, semiconductors, and microelectronics. The White House has said that the Genesis mission will help the U.S. outpace China in the next generation of scientific and technological innovation. The move follows Trump's earlier directive for an AI action plan that is aimed at making the United States the world capital of artificial intelligence, and also his decision to roll back an AI safety order that is signed by former President Joe Biden.
I mean, let's talk about some of the contents of the article I just said to you. I thought it was pretty fascinating because you didn't just talk to the architects, you talked to the people who are going to be directly impacted by artificial intelligence as well. What did they say? What did they tell you about AI, and what did the architects that you talked to, what did that say?
The people building this technology are incredibly enthusiastic for the potential. Someone like Jensen Huang at NVIDIA is saying that the global GDP, which currently caps out at about $100 trillion, could be $500 trillion. But they also have warnings for us. But what this means, the CEO of Anthropic says maybe 1 out of 5 people will be unemployed because of artificial intelligence in the next 1 to 5 years.
I mean, interesting because you hear everything from AI could help us find answers. It could eradicate diseases, change life for the better. And then there are people, smart people who say it has the potential to literally destroy humankind.
AI seems to be the answer for everything in 2025. You think about a product like ChatGPT, 800 million people are using it. Think about something like what President Trump said earlier this year. If something bad happens, blame AI.
You know, it's interesting because I think a lot of folks think that this is sort of something that just came about over the last few years. In your article, you talk about how this has sort of been 75 years in the making.
75 years ago, we put a computer named Mark III on the cover of Time, and the name of that article was The Thinking Machine. And it's amazing to go back and read what the editors of Time said then about the potential for computers. It feels like now we're living in the age of the thinking machine.
Well, we talk a lot about the tech leaders who have enormous influence, and we see the cover. It's hard for me to see who's on the cover there.
Two different covers.
Yeah, there's two different ones, but who are the folks there?
Some of them are very familiar people to you. Meta's Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, of course, OpenAI's Sam Altman. Others may be less familiar. People are really helping to shape the direction of this technology.
These are unelected people who are having an enormous impact on our lives.
This reminds me of the Gilded Age. I think never before, at least since then, has so much power been concentrated in so few individuals. And we know what happened then. Amazing progress, but also incredible inequality.
Yeah, and when we think that a lot of folks think that the same thing could be happening with this AI revolution as well.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about quickly also what's happening on Wall Street. I mean, a lot of people are saying there's so much investment in AI and that there's a bubble that, at some point is going to burst.
Since August, there's been increasing concern about this phenomenon. It's really interesting that the entire market and the entire economy right now is dependent upon a handful of companies. And it's possible that the growth and massive capital expenditure that we're seeing there is masking a potential recession.
Yeah, man. So these devils, are consolidating power, to these few companies. All right. And they're consolidating, the wealth to these few companies. And now they're going to consolidate control to these few companies, man. So you see what this devil is on, going back into, all right, you look at the person of the year, for 2025. All right, Time Magazine, technocrats, man. This is the new style of government, and this, well, the devil finna go with his move, man. Though it wait, tarry, it will surely come, it will not tarry. So expect, 2025 to be filled with, 2026 to be filled with, all right, major moves for the devil to implement this system, man. So let's go from there. Let's get this in the book of Psalm 64. I want to get in the AMP. I know brothers posted, the why to you brothers posting precepts. I want to get a couple of them off the comment board too before we get in there. So let's go here to we got this the brother GMS Spiritual Art 144K. All right, this Psalms 36:1. It says, "The transgression of the wicked says within my heart that there is no fear of the Most High before his eyes." And this nigga is emboldened, to continue on in this rebellion. He's emboldened. He's flattering himself, like it says in verse 2. For he flattered himself in his own eyes. Put them niggas on the cover. It's the person of the year, supposed to be one person. He put all them niggas up there. Put the AI crew up there. That's the person of the year. So he just flattered himself in his own eyes. Until his iniquity be found to be hateful. And you people are going to find out, all right, that this AI revolution, is nothing good for you. Within this new system that this devil is setting up, there's nothing good for you people, man. All right, you have to understand, Esau hates people. He hates life. Okay, he hates, peace. Okay, he hates people that have liberty. Okay, and through his AI, through this system, he's going to strip you from all that. Okay, to where you're going to be dependent on a whole nother level. Okay, you're going to experience poverty on a whole nother level. Okay, and oppression and restriction on a whole nother level, and control on another level, man. Okay, verse 3, Psalms 36:3 says, the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He have left off to be wise and to do good. Okay, so this man, nothing good is within this system. Okay, that this man is trying to roll out. Okay, it has nothing to do, okay, with your health. He pushing the health. You see, talking about, it can cure diseases. Well, nigga, if you just stuck to the Levitical diet and the land Sabbath, you wouldn't have disease. Okay, if you didn't put goddamn, if you have chemical based food, okay, as the majority of food the majority of food that people have access to is chemical based. Okay, so it stopped being about, because you did have, when America was established, it was always corrupt. It was established on witchcraft. And, okay, but you did have an era, okay, to where they did, try to do right by the average Edomite. Okay. You see, we as Israelites, we never, okay, was included, okay, in this man's prosperity. Just an illusion of inclusion. Okay. Because for every Jake, that's so-called successful in this setup, all right, there's hundreds and thousands that are ruined. Okay. But he's even strayed way off the course, okay, of making sure the average Edomite was at least okay. Okay, he's way beyond that now. If you're not of the elite class amongst the elites, okay, you're being you see, you're being herded up with the rest of the going. Okay, you're going to be heaped, okay, in this category of the poor. Okay, the poor and the controlled. Okay, and it says, verse 4, it says, it says he devises mischief upon his bed. Going back to Micah 2. So in his comfort, okay, because he's in his comfort, he's in the kingdom. And what does this devil do with his spare time, his free time? Devise mischief, man. Okay, he set himself in a way that is not good. He avoided not evil, which he doesn't avoid to do evil. Okay, the devil is not going to miss opportunity, okay, to do wickedness, man. Okay, and this is his biggest, okay, this is his biggest job yet. This is his biggest act yet. This is his biggest act yet, man. All right. Well, y'all remember that like that old dunk contest when Jordan, wanted to come. He dunked from the free throw line. But he had to walk, way to the other end of the court. Well, that's what Esau Edom is doing, man. This nigga walking to the other end of the court. All right. He's finna get ready to come from the free throw line with it, man, with this wickedness, man. You see, this nigga is walking to the other end of the court, prepping, all right, for his biggest, okay, act of wickedness yet, man. And that's this, all right, digital world order. Okay. So let's go from there. So like, get this Psalm 64. So So you go Psalm 64 in the AMP, you know, verse 5. It says they encourage themselves, okay, in their pursuit, okay, of an evil agenda. Okay, so these devils are encouraging each other, man. They're getting together in these councils, man, and they're just encouraging each other to continue in this, man. You know, look, you got this going, okay, we got that. So by this time we're gonna have this, you know, we keep doing this, and you know, it just see we're gonna start off with the real ID, we're gonna roll into the digital ID, and once we get everybody in the digital grid, we're gonna, you know, and just speculate, just giving examples how these devils are encouraging each other, man. Okay, look, we already got, you know, China where we, you know, we need to get everybody caught up to what China is, then we can, you know, plus the depopulation agenda, we're gonna cut this off, we're gonna cause this, you know, we're gonna go into another shutdown, another, you know, and they just encouraging themselves in wickedness, man. You know, to roll this thing out. Okay, and it's like, well, who gonna discover? Because he got so much going on. You know, he just got people. You know, because if you're not in the light, if you're not walking in the light, as Yahweh Shah said, we're in the light. Okay, in the true light, man. You know, you know, if you're not in the spirit, you can't. You know, you think you woke. You know, people talking about they woke. You think you woke. Okay, this devil got so much going on. Okay, that even if you think you woke, you fully don't understand what the devil is up to, man. You know, but the Wali Yahweh Shema Shai for the Holy Spirit to where we know. Okay, we know what his man is going with this, man. Okay, it says they devise acts of injustice, saying we are ready with a well-conceived plan, for the inward thought and the heart of a man are deep, mysterious, and unsearchable, man. So this man, he's deep, okay, into his wickedness, man. He said, look, we got a well-conceived plan. In his mind, this is a well-conceived plan. Okay, so they devise all this wickedness, and they like, okay, we got the plan, and now they're working their plan. Okay, and like I say, their inward thought is deep, man, to the point, like I say, he wants to control your thoughts. Okay, he wants to change. Okay, what it means, he wants to alter. Okay, what it means to be a human. You see, that's the level he's on with verse 7. But the Most High will shoot them with an unexpected arrow. Suddenly will they be wounded. Okay, so the Lord's getting ready to judge this man. Okay, and that's why the first weapon that the Lord began to use against this devil was the prophets. Okay, you know, that's why scripture say, well, I have hewn them with the prophets. Okay, and this is why this devil, you know, is scrambling and accelerating this thing, because the prophets, the scripture say, are consuming this man. You know, that was a secret weapon the Lord, all right, turned loose on this devil, the prophets, man. Okay, and it's going to lead to, you know, those arrows or the missiles. Okay, which is going to end this man's whole system. All right, World War III is going to end everything, man. And this is what it's building up to. You know, so as he's racing, he's accelerating, okay, to his new world order agenda. Well, he's accelerating to his end. As the scripture say, what's that in Ezekiel? Okay, how the end, it waited for thee. Okay, so there's a set time of destruction, and it's just waiting for Esau to get there. Okay, there's a time set, okay, in the future, and it's just waiting on Esau to show up. Okay, it said, so they will, it says, so they will be caused to stumble, their own tongue, right, is against them, their own tongue fall upon them. You know, certain insiders and truthers, and, you know, even AI itself, you know, tells, you know, and exposes things. Okay, it says all who gaze at them will shake their head in scorn. Then all men will fear the Most High's judgment. See, Esau is raised up so the Lord can judge this man. Esau is built up just so the Lord can judge this nigga, man. That's why the Lord has let this man run amok and, you know, become powerful and have this and have that and have all this control. Okay. So he can be justified in judging this man on the scale that he's finna judge him. He's finna judge Esau on the global scale. See, the earth is finna see global judgment. That's why I liken this time to the time of the flood and the time of Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, it's gonna be a statement made. Scripture say the Most High is known by the judgment which he's executed. The brother can get that. Psalms 9:16 Bible Shah. It said, then all men will fear the Most High judgment. They will declare the work of the Most High, and they will consider and wisely acknowledge what he has done. Okay, so the Lord's getting ready to put on a performance against this devil, man. Okay, for everything he's done, what he's doing now, and what he attempts to do. Okay, so the righteous will rejoice in the Lord and take refuge in him. All the upright in heart will glory and offer praise, man. And that's the elect, man. As we're gonna be on those chariots, as the scriptures say, singing the song of Moses. Okay, victory over this beast system. Okay, America gonna be destroyed. All right, and let me see, we're gonna be changed. Okay, you see, the end of all heathen rulership. You know, so Esau, he's getting ready to close out. You know, the Lord's gonna close out all heathen rulership through Esau. Okay, the Lord gonna make the biggest statement ever with judgment through Esau. That's what Esau was building up to, man. Okay, he thinks that he's, you know, finna set up this, you know, set up a artificial blessing on the left hand side, but no, he's just building up to this judgment, man. That's what the path. That's where his path is taking him, man. Okay, Psalms 9:16 said the Lord has made himself known. All right, he executes judgment. Okay, or he's known by what the judgment which he executed. It says the wicked are trapped by the work of their own hands. Okay, so this devil, all right, is trapped by the work of his own hands, man. Okay, so what he's trying to build and pull off, all right, is only leading him, okay, to that judgment, man. Okay, as he's setting the trap, you know, for everyone else. Well, the Lord has a trap set for him. The biggest trap is set for Esau. Okay, and he's walking right into it. Okay, so that's the point. You know, just wanted to touch on that. You know, Lord will, you know, you brothers, all right, and your sister was edified once again. And give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kapadash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations to the whole elect. Shalom.